essentially that the idea that you are going to make all of your money that you're paying for your actual bills with off of the crowdfunding is, first of all, laughable, and second of all, one would say that it is incredibly naive, except you can't. You're either is so incredibly stupid, and so I'm giving the option here, and we're going to get into some stuff here tonight because I've had experiences with Rob that I have held my tongue about, and I feel like a part of me needs to talk about that now. But
Yes.
You could be either so incredibly stupid and dull, not in a BA way, but in a like just dull.
Wait,
you're
did
not
you say
very
I was
intelligent.
stupid too?
No,
Man. That's a new one.
Fucking dummy.
You could be that way. You could be so dumb as to think you're going into crowdfunding and then all the money that comes from crowdfunding is what's going to pay your bills, or you're being dishonest. And personally, I'm leaning towards the dishonesty side because there's a few things. One, the 3D modeled stuff. I hired Rob Hunter to do a mini comic for me, which was shipped out to certain people. Certain people have it. And if you've opened it and you've looked at it, I think you can probably imagine for yourself why I did not sell it to people. Why I gave it as a bonus for backing my very first campaign. Those are the only people who've got it, is the people who backed the very first Phenomenon #1. Other than the egregious amount of time that it took to get it accomplished, even though we specifically agreed on how long it would take, the idea that the whole thing is made of essentially 3D assets infuriated me, and the dishonesty behind that, because he told people that he was doing things by hand, that he was drawing things by hand. And at a certain point, I'm not an artist, but at a certain point, it was probably after the whole Eric July 3D art thing happened, and I started to realize, oh, okay, so that's what that looks like. That's what 3D assets look like when covered up by things. That's when I realized what was going on. Because like I said, I'm not an artist. But the dishonesty of posing it as something you've actually drawn, the dishonesty of going on Graybeards and pretending like you had drawn something. He was saying, oh, I prepared this beforehand because I'm not as fast as you guys. No. It's not that you're not as fast. It's that you literally don't draw things. And you should have just told people that. Like, you should have just been honest about that. So all that to say, like I said, I hired him for this mini comic. Well, that's all coming out of my paycheck. That's all coming out of the stuff that I do at my 9-to-5 job that I have that pays for everything that I do for this comic book. The amount of money I've raised over my comic books have only just barely covered shipping and sometimes a portion of printing. And I understood that to be the case. That's how it's going to be. At least for a little bit, it's going to be, every small business starts off, kind of in the red, I guess is the way you would phrase it, until they establish themselves and people go, okay, I'm going to keep, backing, or I'm going to keep going to this business and giving them my business. I said business a lot of times. The point is that I took, and I'm just going to go right out in front of it all right here, right now. I took a $9,000? Yeah. $9,000 hit from that mini comic that I will never get back. Never.
How many pages was that? I have it somewhere here, but
11 or 12 or something. The amount that I was charged per page for 3D fucking assets being inked. Now, to be brutally honest with you guys, he's a stupendous inker. Like, he's a spectacular inker. I like his inks a lot. I really do. I think they're really cool. I think he does some cool things with the grays and the blacks and the whites. It's really cool. But to charge me that amount of money, and then I find out later that he didn't even draw that stuff. It was always late. Didn't even draw the stuff. And then when you look at the mini comic, you can see some egregious anatomy issues. Importantly for me, you can see like character designs. Fuck them. Like, what? Oh, what? Your character looks like this? He's going to be drawn like this because this is the 3D asset I have